Today we're gonna create a Daredevil game concept in 1 week using Unreal Engine 5. Why? Because there is no Daredevil game. Well, my bad, actually there is one. Released in 2003, this is the only Daredevil game to ever be released. So I thought, after 22 years, maybe it's time to see what a new version could look like. Alright, here's what we need. Our hero, parkour mechanics, enemies to beat up, the BD Club, it's basically Daredevil's grappling hook, a nice looking nighttime New York map, and a short intro cinematic. Quick reminder, Daredevil is a Marvel character who lost his sight as a child due to an accident. He may have lost his vision, but in return he developed all his other senses to a superhuman level. By day, he's a lawyer known as Matt Murdock. By night, he puts on the Daredevil suit and beats up criminals. Especially since the brand new season of Daredevil is coming to Disneyplus. I don't know if you've seen the Daredevil series that was on Netflix back in the day, but I really liked it. It was dark, brutal, and a refreshing change from the usual superhero story. First step is to get a 3D model of Daredevil. While browsing Sketchfab, I came across a model from Fortnite. Cause yeah, that little indie game called Fortnite just happens to collaborate with literally every franchise on the planet. Star Wars, got it. Marvel, got it. Lionel Messi, got it. Wait, they have Lionel Messi? Oh shit. But anyway, I dropped our hero in Unreal and gave it some animations. Now he can walk, run, jump, and to make it feel a bit more realistic, I added some footstep sound. But it's still kinda lame for a superhero. What we need is parkour. I grabbed some parkour animations, but now we need to make sure these animations trigger at the right moment. For that, we're gonna use line traces, which are basically virtual lasers that scan the environment and gives us important data, such as how far the character is from a wall, the height and width of the wall, whether there's another wall behind it, etc, etc. Once we have this data, we can determine which animation should play at the right time. For example, we have two walls. First one is 1 meter deep. The second one is 2 meters deep. If Daredevil is approaching the 1 meter wall, we can tell Unreal to play a spin animation. But if he's facing a 2 meter wall, he'll do a forward roll instead. And when we put everything together, we get this. Our character can walk, run, jump, and parkour his environment. Can even roll now. But Daredevil also has a gadget called the BD Club. It's basically a baton he uses to beat up bad guys, but it also works as a grappling hook to move around more easily. We're gonna use the same techniques as before, line traces, to detect grapple points, then triggering the right animations and moving the characters around at the right moment. The result isn't mind-blowing, but it will do to get the job done. Alright, now let's talk about enemies. I grabbed a model from Sketchfab and added some basic animations to it. For the combat, we're gonna use what's called synchronized animations. The idea is to trigger animation on both characters at the same time to create a smooth, choreographed fight sequence. This technique is used in infiltration game or even counters in fighting games. I found this awesome synchronous pack and voila! Then I added some punch and impact sound to make it feel more satisfying. So now we've got something pretty cool. We can run, jump everywhere, we can use the grappling hook and beat people. Visually, it's still not there. What we need is the map. As you know, Daredevil takes place in New York, specifically in Hell's Kitchen, so we need some New York-style buildings. I found this awesome rooftop pack that perfectly fits the atmosphere we're going for. It creates a great playground with walls, obstacles, and different levels for our characters to move around. I also grabbed a second environment, a small alleyway that looks amazing. To make it feel more like a criminal hideout, I added a van, because let's be honest, everyone knows criminals drive vans. And of course I added some enemies for Daredevil to fight. But we forgot one thing. Daredevil only comes out at night. To create this dark, moody atmosphere, I used the incredible Ultra Dynamic Sky plugin. This tool is super powerful. For example, I can make an incredible looking sunset, a snowstorm, or in our case, a stormy night with heavy rain. To push the visual even further, I worked on the lighting, enhancing the building's detail, adding reflection, and adding some smoke on the chimneys. For the cinematic, we are keeping it super simple. While browsing Google Images, I found this cool Daredevil pose that I really liked. So I placed my character in that same pose and then shot a few different camera angles, moving through the dark city environments at night. Next, I wanted to create some dramatic shots to really showcase the character. Since Daredevil was beating up some drug dealers, I thought it would be cool to end the scene with the police arriving to discover the aftermath. So I imported a police car, added some flashing sirens, and let those red and blue lights bounce across the environment for some extra atmosphere. And I think we're pretty much done. Before we see the gameplay, please consider subscribing, giving a like or comment. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. It's the place I love posting some experiments and stuff. But enough talk. Let's see what we made. Hurry up. Mr. Fisk insisted we don't waste time. That's him. Stop him. I'm gonna crush your skull.